G'day East Coasters, Rowan Smith from Tasmanian Institute of Agriculture. Just giving you an update from the Perennial Legume experiment we were running here at Milton. We started down here in 2017, worked hard to try and prepare the ground ready for sowing, and the focus was really on legume species, and that preparation went really well, and then the season deteriorated from there in 2017, and it really hasn't picked up since then, as you'd be well aware. So it's provided really tough conditions for us. From there we got to through until 2019, when we finally thought we had some decent conditions for establishment. Around the July time we had a bit over 2 inches of rain, and we thought perhaps the spring was starting to set up quite nicely. So we jumped in and sowed 2 experiments here at Milton, and from there it continued to dry out again, as you'd be aware, and over the summer period it's been really ordinary conditions. So what I'm going to show today is that the experiment, from an experimental point of view, has failed, but there's some interesting messages here around plant survival that we can take forward into future experiments and for farmers to consider going forward. So just looking over the whole of the experiment here, there's nothing terribly exciting. There's certainly, as far as an experimental point of view, the plots haven't established as well as we'd hoped, but there are plants here that are of interest in terms of their survival. So lucerne as a species has been one of the plants that has established. Like, the plots don't look fantastic, but there are individual plants within the plots that look quite good, and they've been able to get a root down and access moisture, and they are looking quite good, albeit a little thin. Strawberry clover is another interesting plant that in some places has established quite well, and the interesting thing about that is that it's starting to root from some of the stolons. So if you open that up there, pull back some of these stolons, you can see them starting to take root. This is Legume. It's a browse shrub, and it's individual plants have established reasonably well in this plant. Interesting that at an old trial site we've got not far from here, it has also been quite persistent over 10 plus years, so it seems to like these conditions. There are a few plants of red clover in the plots, but it's probably one of the lesser species in terms of what's established here. It'd be interesting to see whether it is able to survive long term at this site. Curiously, the buffer mix of ryegrass and phalaris has come up really well, and we're about to put in 200 sheep into the site tomorrow, just to clean everything up, and then we'll be able to get a little bit of weed control on just after that. So what are we doing next? What we're going to do is we're going to have a go at re-sowing the experiment, probably in early May. Obviously this time doing it in autumn compared to spring, and hopefully we get, because there's more soil moisture there, we get a better result. When we do the sowing, I'll try and take some more video, and I'll try and give you another update over the next few months about what's happening here. But I'd just like to say thanks very much to NRM South. They've been fantastic. Obviously, we've been working in challenging conditions, as all the producers have here on the East Coast, but they've been quite supportive in continuing the project so that we can get not only us as a research team, but producers can get something out of it going forward. Okay, talk to you soon. All the best.